this morning. I'm always delighted to be here with you to share with you a lot of secondary school children, gain clarity, confidence, and build consistency. So if you are here this morning with me, it means you are serious. Yes, it means that you are serious about growth, success, and making things happen. So feel free to type in the chat where you are listening from this morning. All right. So here's what I am coaching our secondary school children, as I mentioned before, so that they can gain clarity, confidence, and build consistency. But here's what, it doesn't stop there. No, it doesn't stop there, because here's what I also know with parents. All right, once we get the parents on board, once we have our parents on board, let's be real. When students and parents will team, success becomes unstoppable. Success becomes unstoppable when we have parents and students teaming up. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Douglas. You're so bona fide. Thank you so much. So here's what. This space that we have here, it's all about leveling up. It's leveling up and breaking limits and stepping into your full potential. So here's what. Grab a pen, grab your notebook, stay locked in, and let's get ready to dive in, because what starts now? Success starts now. Let's go. So this morning we are looking at self-discipline. I'm sharing with you this morning on self-discipline and the key, which is the key to achieving your goals. Now, the thing about it is that self-discipline is key. Now, self-discipline, I must let you know, it beats motivation every single time. Motivation has its place. Don't get me wrong. Motivation has its place. But what happens when you don't feel motivated enough? This is where self-discipline sets in. This is where you practice self-discipline, which is, according to Bob Proctor, it is the ability to give yourself a command and follow through on it. Take action. And this is what we're going to talk about this morning. You're giving yourself a command and you're going to do what you have to do to make your goals happen. So here's what. If you are, I want you to comment discipline for me if you know you need to stay more focused. All right? If you need to stay more focused, please type discipline in the chat. I will type discipline as well. I'm going to put that in capital letters. Yes, type discipline in the chat. Now, as I mentioned before, motivation is not enough. We need something else. We need something more. And let me share with you why motivation, again, is not enough. As I mentioned before, motivation can fade over time, but it's discipline to keep you going. Success isn't about feeling like doing something. It is about doing it anyway. So if you're not feeling to do something, here's what. That doesn't matter. Once you know what your goals are, discipline allows you to do it anyway. So for instance, a student who studies even harder, all right, or studies when they don't feel like it. And I mean, I've had moments like that as a student. You don't feel to study. But here's what. Even when you put in the work, when you don't feel like studying, you will get better grades. You'd get better grades because you are putting in the work. Let me ask you this question. Hi, Shanti. Shanti, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to say where you are coming in from, watching from as well. Now, drop a yes in the comments if you ever struggled with staying disciplined. Drop a yes in the chat if you ever, all right, if you ever had struggles staying disciplined. I know I've had in the past. And sometimes when we're making changes, we do have challenges as well. But let me share this with you. And I'm sharing this from experience. I'm sharing this from a position of, if you even look at those persons in your community, at your school, at your different environments. If you look at some athletes, musicians, soca artists, they will tell you that to be good at anything at all, it requires self-discipline. And let me share with you what this self-discipline means. What is self-discipline about? Self-discipline for me and for many other persons who are looking towards achieving those goals, it means devoting time. If you are talking about achieving a goal, you must have the discipline to put in the work. And to put in that work, you must devote the time. You must devote the energy. You must put in the effort. It also means making really difficult choices and sacrifice, and we're not going to fool ourselves about it. Because if we are to gain clarity, consistency, and develop self-confidence, if we are to achieve those passes in our schoolwork, if we are to achieve the career path that we want, self-discipline is required. And we just have to put in the work. It can be done by constant, persistent application of those activities, those tasks that are required of you. When we focus on the goal that we have with a level of intensity, it sweeps aside the trivial things in our life, what people will think about us. Because we are so focused on getting the job done and getting my schoolwork done. It doesn't matter what some of our friends are saying, because at the end of the day, you want to achieve your goal. You want to get your SBS together. You want to get your grades together, your subject areas together, because you know you want a better future. If you want a better future, type better future in the chat. Let's go, better future. I want a better future. And I'm typing it as well, eh? Yes, I want a better future. Let's put it in there. All right? But the thing is, we got to remain steadfast. All right, we got to remain steadfast. But the thing about it, I know as we look at changing our habits, becoming self-disciplined to do the things that we want to do, because many people write down their goals. Many people have their goals, but they don't achieve it. And one of the things that lack is because of they don't have the grit for self-discipline. And let me share with you what makes this self-discipline thing a challenge. All right. And one of the things that happens to us is it's because we often, thank you, Melissa, for typing in the chat as well. It happens because we are quite accustomed to. We have a particular momentum. We have a particular way of doing things. And when we try to change that, change the behavior, change the attitude, you will get resistance. Resistance will happen because you are adjusting the sail. If you are, for instance, a sailor, and you have to adjust the sail to go to a different direction, you have to pull that sail, you have to adjust it. And in adjusting it, you're going to get some resistance. Because here's what, because we have to resist things like distractions. We have to put up with how do we control our impulses, our emotions. And those are some of the challenges we do have. But on the other side of that, we have a lot of benefits for when we settle down and we discipline ourselves. And before I go into there, here's what. I know by now you're wondering, what do I need to do to develop and build this discipline? What do you need to do? What do you need to do? Well, the thing is, one of the first criteria is based on a lot of research that has been done. And even, I'm looking for my book. I'm looking for my book here. There's a book that I'm reading, and many others, like authors. You would hear Les Brown, you would hear Tony Martin, you would hear Earl Nightingale, and everybody else who talking about when you want to get that goal. And even from my experience, one of the things I know for sure is that you must have a goal. You must have a goal, and you must also have a burning desire to achieve it. You have to have a burning desire to achieve the goal that you decided that you wanted, that you want to achieve. That's the first thing. You need to have a goal. You need to have a routine and stick to it. Yeah, we need to have routines and stick to it. It goes into like, what do I do when I get up in the morning? What do I do through before I go to work or before I go to school or after work and after school? You have to have a routine. There's no if, there's no but, no maybe about it. But if you want to achieve a goal, you must have a routine. And the other thing that I know we struggle with at times that really gets us is distraction. So one of the things you want to do is identify the distraction and remove it. And in one of my previous lives, I spoke about your circle of friends and who is in your circle. You have to identify who is in your circle. All right. And these are just a few things that you can do to build your confidence. You also have to remind yourself why you started when the going gets tough. All right. And I'll give you two more. You must prioritize what is most important, what is most significant. And what really helps us go in, because after we have written everything down, after we've set our daily plan, you want to know that you are consistent, you are achieving it, and this is where you need an accountability partner. Yeah, this is where you need an accountability partner. Because sometimes we need to really account for the things that we say we're going to do. So if you're going to change your routine, you're going to study for 30 minutes, say, Mommy or Daddy, I'm going to study for 30 minutes. Could you come check on me? Or ask me a little later on, did you get in your 30 minutes? You have someone who you check in with on a daily basis or even on a weekly basis. All right. Now, for some of us, most of us, all right, there are some daily habits for discipline. One of the things you want to do is to wake up early in the morning and plan your day. Wake up in the morning early and plan your day. Now, usually I plan the night before. So when I get up in the morning, I already know what I have to get done. I just check my list and say, okay, this is what I need to do. Okay, good. And the other thing you want to try to do as best as possible, I know life happens at times, but you want to stick to your deadlines. You want to stick to your deadlines and you want to avoid procrastination. So if you're ready to build a better habit for a better future, a stronger habit for a better future, please type in the chat focused. All right. If you are ready to build better habits, to focus to a better future, then I want you to type focus. More, please. Yes, we got to focus. We want to focus. I know my lives are short, but it's there because I want you to really get, they say here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept. You want to take it step by step because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I want you to look at your life, reflect on it, see what you want, know what you want. And the only way you're going to find that out is when you sit and you think about it. You have to sit and think about it. All right. And the thing about this is that if you need that support and stay in discipline, let's work together. Let's work together. You can book me. Let me drop the link in the chat. You could book me. Let me just get us here. I know it should be already there, but let me just put it in. All right, so you could book a call with me and do a discovery call. All right, we can do a discovery call so we can see what is best suited for you so that we could help you develop that discipline, that strength to keep going. All right, so here's what. All right, so I'm here, copy, lovely. And let me get this back into the chat. Let me type this into the chat. Book your discovery call and let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So type success if you're ready to commit to discipline. And I'm ready for success. So I'm going to type success in the chat. All right. So let's do this. All right. So we're doing this here. All right. So you have the link. You have the link. You're going to type success if you're ready to commit to discipline. Because here's what. One of the things is, and I will tell you this, we all need somebody. We all need somebody to help take us to the next level. And someone who you can trust and someone who you can work with. All right. So book your discovery call. Let's see if we are a match that I can really give you the kind of support you really want. All right. So that you can achieve your goals. All right, let's make that call. Let's make that call because the only person responsible for you is you. You are responsible for your success. And I would have done that in a life before. It's only you can make the choice. It's only you could say, I am going to make the sacrifice. I am going to make the time. I am going to get rid of my distractions. It's going to be painful, I can tell you. Because even as a teenager, it doesn't even matter what level of life you are in, at this, how young or older you are at this point in time. Once you are going to be making changes and removing yourself from certain circles of distraction, that are painful. But can I tell you, the rewards are immaculate. The rewards would be increased. It would be improvements in productivity. It helps you even discover new abilities, improve personal relations. And for some people, based on what you're doing for the students, if you are disciplined enough to get through your work, you would have already developed a skill that leaders need when they go out into the workplace. Even if you're working for yourself, even if you become self-employed, your actual level of self-discipline is going to speak volumes into your business. It's going to speak volumes into every single thing that you're doing in your life. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. Remember to book your call, share this live, and listen. Let us team up and let us work together to build a stronger you, a better version of yourself. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye for now.